Welcome to the Rink Exchange. We have Ducks, we have Generals, we have the battle for Eugene. I'm Trenton Chalmers and
I'm Brent Kelly.
And today we have a crosstown matchup between the two local hockey teams, and we're doing a quick little pregame here, so I'm going to throw it over to Brent.
Yeah, so this season we got two new coaches in for the Oregon Ducks. We got Riley Orr and Cooper Lim. They both come from Utah State University, both teammates there. Riley Orr actually racked up 170 points in 109 games in his career there, while Cooper Lim racked up 271 points in 157 games. So both of these guys know how to score. So what we'll look for today is see how their chemistry is on the bench and see if they can kind of bring them that high-scoring careers that they had at Utah State University here for the Oregon Ducks.
Oh yeah, it'll be definitely a thing to look for there. I mean, it always helps. Something we were missing last year was unity in scoring. The Ducks seem to have an issue staying out of the penalty box and just getting the puck in the goal half the time.
Yeah, and so this is actually the first time the Oregon Ducks have played the Eugene Generals after sharing this rink exchange for the past 13 years. So it should be a really fun time. A lot of Generals fans here, a lot of Oregon Ducks fans here. It should be a really good time. And there's actually 9 returnees for the Ducks from last year's squad. So a little bit over half of the hockey team should be here from last year. So a little bit of familiarity with the team. So we'll see how it plays out today.
All right, it should be an exciting game. And our broadcast is brought to you by Dr. Sarah Rincker at Premier Foot and Ankle.
Well, hello, everybody. Isaac Rosenthal here, joined by Brent Kelly. You saw Trenton Chalmers a little bit earlier, and you'll have to forgive us tonight if we're kind of yelling. We've got some technical issues. We can't hear ourselves in our ears. We're pretty sure that we can hear you on the, that you should be able to hear us on the broadcast. But we can't hear ourselves, so we'll hope to maybe figure that out at intermission. Until then, we're going to have to shout and hope that you can hear us. We've got the battle for Eugene tonight, Brent, and that's pretty awesome. That's something that I was mistaken. I had thought that this is something that used to happen. I've been around this Ducks program at this point for a long time, since 2000, showing my age a little bit there if I tell you exactly how long.
Yeah.
And I've never seen this game, but I had been under the understanding that it had happened once or twice before. Apparently the Generals today saying no, the first time ever, and what a showcase for hockey in this town.
Yeah, not only is it the first game for the Ducks, the first game between these two teams, and the Eugene Generals usually always play right before the Oregon Ducks for every single game. So these teams always see each other play, but this is the first time that both teams get to play against each other, and so not a lot of new faces for the Ducks. Half the roster is completely new. New players, only about 9 returnees from last year, and 2 new coaches, which is the big story for tonight's game.
Yeah, the coaches are huge. And, kudos to Trevor and to Sam and everyone who had a role in going out and getting these studs from Utah State, because these are guys that are among the scoring leaders in that program's history, and that is not a slouch program at Utah State. The Aggies are very solid, and I've got some contacts around college hockey, ACHA hockey, just from doing this for a couple years, and as soon as I found out, I messaged Matt Coma, my counterpart at University of Utah, and said, hey, do you know these guys' names? I see they played at Utah State. I wasn't expecting him to come back and say basically, holy cow.
Yeah.
That's a big get for Eugene, and it's a team that did at times lack scoring the last couple years.
And whenever you can get 2 coaches that have great chemistry with each other, but also a winning pedigree, they each have 3 national championships between them. So not only just that great scoring ability, but a championship ability that these Ducks really need.
Absolutely, and it's a Ducks team that is wanting to get some kind of a championship back, an I-5 Cup, a Pac-8 title. It's going to be tough to Pac-8 with Arizona State back, but an I-5 Cup, certainly a possibility. We are going to take a quick break for the anthem. Well, the logistics are in order. We've confirmed on the comments of the stream that you at home can hear us, so we'll try not to yell as much. We know you want to only hear us the right amount. And let's talk about the lineups that we have going into this game for the Ducks. Couple of returnees in the starting lineup. Ben Green gets the nod in net. Warren Berg gets a start as well, and
we also got Nathan Lutz, who racked up 14 points in 14 games last year, number 4. So look for him out there on the forward group.
Outside of that, though, in the starting lineup, it's new faces. Dominic Estrada gets a start. Tord Stangeland, that's going to be my name of the year so far, along with Nick Jones. 3 new faces for new coaches and a new type of game. So all sorts of things that are new going on here. And one thing that I'm looking forward to seeing in this game is just the attitudes of these two teams, because it's very, very different.
Oh, yeah.
You've got the Generals, it's a development kind of organization. They're junior guys, everywhere from 16 to 25, 26. And for the Ducks, it's totally an extra a part of their college experience, but they still love playing together, still a competitive team. So underway, puck in the corner, Generals chasing it down, but Shaw uses his body to shield away, and that puck deflects up into the netting with 19:45 left in the first period.
Yeah, since there is a little bit of roster overchange from last year, I want to see how the defense gets their puck to the forward group and see where they go from there on the breakout.
Now behind the net, Ducks with possession, trying to move it up. Briefly touched there. Now the Generals with those sliding across, trying to get in front. That pass didn't find where it was going. Kept alive at the blue line now, knocked in, deflected in front. Offense so far for the Generals. There's a hit thrown. Now behind the net, Generals trying to center it and trying to still manufacture some kind of a shooting opportunity. Now into the corner, Dominic Estrada tried to knock it away, but puck only got as far as the blue line. A change for the Generals and a break for the Ducks, but they'll just dump it in. They go for the change as well. 19 minutes left, first period.
Yeah, some good shot blocks there in the defensive zone, but need to try to get the puck out a little bit sooner. But always the first defensive zone right off the faceoff can always be a little bit hard.
And Armstrong throws a hit there, gonna draw a penalty, and stop me if you've heard this one before, Britton. The Ducks to the penalty kill.
Haven't heard that one before. But this will be a good look to see who the new coaches throw out for the first penalty kill of the season. You know, just want to keep it easy, win the face-off, and clear it down the rest of the length of the ice.
And cross-checking the call against Derek Armstrong, the law student. Maybe he'll plead his way out of a few of those this year. Puck drop now. And short-handed. Here comes the Ducks and blockered away, but nice shot there from Kiernan Galuli. And that kind of aggression on the power play, that's been something that was a big part of Duck hockey before. You want to hesitate to say what's a big part of Duck hockey now, because the whole program mentality is, maybe shifting, but that'll be something to keep an eye on. Here come the Generals on the power play. Trying to set it up and slide it across. Now the shot through and trying to get his own rebound. Now following it behind the net. 17 of the Generals there, Jason Bauman. Still with it behind the net. Go ahead.
You're going to like Ben Green liking those shot blocks on the penalty kill right now.
Oh, good shot again from Bauman and a good save from Green. Deflected into the netting. 17:53 left in this first period, and we've got an issue with the penalty timer.
Scorekeeper's trying to get the officials' attention right now.
Yeah, he should hit the horn. It's really what he ought to do. And now someone on the Ducks bench has gotten over to the referee. You young scorekeepers at home, the mistake there's a little switch on the scoreboard that says penalty timer enabled. It's got to be enabled. I've done that before. The players are generally not too happy about it. And we still haven't figured it out. 17:45 left. We've got to be about almost halfway through this power play so far. It still shows 2 minutes on the board. I think what the referee probably told the guy in the scorer's booth is just to yell at Derek when it's 2 minutes. They should have written down the time of the penalty.
Yeah.
So
hopefully one of the officials has the.
Did you note the time of the penalty?
I did not, but
feel like it was about 18:43 was left. So that would put us a little bit over halfway through it, which feels about right.
Yeah, Generals getting a little confusion in the neutral zone, trying to set up their power play.
Oh, big hit there. It's going to be another penalty. The Ducks bench cannot believe it. And Tord Stangeland introduced himself to this Ducks program there. He's going to be one to watch out for.
He got his head up right at the last second, so good for him to, split second right before a big hit coming, but looks like he's okay on the bench.
Interference, the call.
Wow. First real big hit of the season.
Maybe by the book that's interference, and I think that we might see stuff called a little bit more by the book than we're used to with the Generals here.
Yeah.
So they've got a long season, major junior kind of, 2-3 junior, I think, in the United States organization, but they're going to make sure they're doing everything right. One-timer and just wide. Nice pass played across the ice there to set that up from Berkowitz. And it was Hennon on the shot. Now squirts out of the zone and backwards through the neutral zone. Trevor's shot almost took that away, and he's victimized. We've seen him do that to a few people in the Pac-8. That little takeaway in the neutral zone and set himself up with an opportunity. Stankovic reaching in on D. That shot through and high there off the top of the boards. Kept in. One-timer off the post. Shot flicks that one away, but can't clear it. Another shot on its way, but blocked. Now Bauman slides it across. No one at the opposite point, but somehow that puck stays onside, and then it finds Ben Green. Green's been solid through these first 4 minutes and 5 seconds, and boy, has he been tested.
Oh, yeah, the defense has been really clearing out guys from front of the net. He's been able to see basically every puck. I think one save he got with the stick there, but I think he's really appreciating all the shot blocks right now. That's always got to help out. And it really is probably one of the hardest things to do in the defensive zone is get in position to block a shot.
This is a Ducks team. Remember, tryouts were Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday of this week. And I believe what they think they probably had their team by Tuesday night and had more of a practice Wednesday, but
I know the Generals have already played 2 games. I think their leading scorer right now is their defenseman, Dane Cole, number 5, already has 2 goals, and I think they played up north against another junior team. They won both games, but a packed house today enjoying this game between the Generals and the Ducks.
Yeah, no, their Generals are a good program, and they're into the season already. That shot flicked on, and then look out. Chasing in from the Ducks there was Adam Sussman, and Generals goalie put it on the ice for a moment, and Sussman took the opportunity to kind of rush him there a little bit. Faceoff's going to be in the General zone. 17 seconds left on the penalty to Estrada.
So for here, you just really want to win it back to your D-man and try to get a shot off, or just keep it down below the hash marks and try to eat more time off the clock.
Or excuse me, Stangeland, the penalty, second penalty for the Ducks. And Shot's just going to flick that in. Penalty is killed off and towards out of the box.
Yeah, great first 2 penalty kills for the Ducks. They really trapped the neutral zone there and blocked some good shots and cleared the puck down and got a little bit of possession there on those 2 kills.
Yeah, you know, the PK is about simple defense, really. And I remember one of the kind of cooler hockey conversations, there's ones that stuck with me that I've had going up the first year that the Pac-8s were in Tahoe, and I was flying out there with A.J. Bernhard, the assistant coach for the Ducks that year. There's a shot from Trevor. I'll put that off, and diving in front, and now taken up ice by the Generals. So AJ is saying to me he used to love playing on the penalty kill because you go and you play 15, 20 seconds of really solid defense. You go back to the bench and you get a pat on the back, and that's it. You just play hard, you play solid, you play simple, and you make your coach happy.
Yeah, whenever I played hockey, I absolutely loved playing on the penalty kill. It was so much fun to play defense and be out there with your boys out there.
Meanwhile, here come the Generals. They've had their pick of possession for most of this first period. Nice shot through as the Generals are trying to set up using every inch of this ice, and Trevor Schott pokes that one out to the neutral zone, but still the Generals. 17 is Bauman, and that shot into the equipment of Ben Green.
Also for a goaltender for Ben Green, I'm sure he's liking the volume of shots because as a goaltender, you really want, not screen shots where the opponent is right in front of your face. You can't see the puck. You want to just get a lot, maybe 9 to 10 or so. You can see really easy, shots like that from past the hash mark, and it really gets you warmed up for the first period of the game.
Nice little backhanded clearance there, and Ducks don't get possession, but at least the puck is on the other end of the ice for a little bit. Now it's poked by Sussman. Sussman trying to keep it in, but can't quite. Adam Sussman, the next in a long line of Duck hockey players out of Chicago in front. Rebound is loose and poked there.
That play was just off really good forecheck right there. They had two guys, one guy right in the slot, and another guy intercepted the pass, and it turned into a grade A scoring opportunity.
In addition to Sussman in the Ducks history books out of the Chicago area, Jake Yale, and I'll let you pick if he's Kyle or Todd Lederer. His name would say he was Kyle Lederer, but to everyone in the program he was Todd. One of those nicknames, it was just assigned because people felt he looked like a Todd, and I tend to agree. I was here in the years Lederer was here, and he looked very much like a Todd. 12:56 left, first period, still no score. One good sequence from the Ducks just a couple of moments ago. Beyond that, though, it's really been all the Generals so far, but making life difficult. There was Estrada and then Nathan Lutz giving pressure as well, but the Generals, again, the shot through, gloved out of the air by Ben Green. First, he just knocked that down, and then he was there to stab it away with the glove and hold on to it. 12:33 left, first period.
I think once a team takes two penalties early on in the game, that's where you got to rely on your forecheck to really put pressure on the other team and try to get some sort of shooting opportunities and scoring chances down in the other zone. It all starts with your back end and your defense trying to get the puck out of your zone.
And meanwhile, it is still in that general zone. Now thrown across the zone. The shot through and deflected away. That one was bouncing in a dangerous area, but ends up going harmlessly into the boards. And it's the Gens setting up again at the blue line. And now behind the net, trying to move up ice are the Ducks. They get this pass across, and they will have a chance to get the zone entry there. Big hit in the corner again, and that's going to be a penalty and maybe something else after as well. I think Chris Stankovic just bought himself 2 minutes. A retaliation foul.
I don't think Riley Orr will be too happy about that because they were going on the power play, so now they will do four aside.
And Chris he's not going to be happy with himself either. And hold on now. He may be really unhappy with himself.
We'll try to get the penalty situated right here.
So for the Generals, it's 5 minutes on the board. It's a major for Dane Cole.
And Stankovic is on the bench. He's by the door right now. So it looks like no.
And
I don't believe the
penalty off.
So big opportunity for the Ducks if it still stands for the, looks like it's going to stand the 5-minute power play major.
He may also, I wonder if he was given some kind of a 10-minute misconduct, but I wouldn't understand why they'd let him serve that on the bench. There's nothing that's going up, and we don't have a rink announcer, so we'll have to climb down at intermission and find out what's on the scoreboard. For now, it's a 5-minute major.
I think too many men. A Generals player, I think it might have been.
And
Calvin Heron just jumped.
Speaking of things that coaches will not like.
That's something a coach will not like whatsoever.
I don't know that I've ever seen that. Too many men to begin a power play?
He just jumped right off the boards. That's probably one of the weirdest things I've seen right off the power play. I guess one of those first game jitters for the Generals and also for the Ducks too.
Oh, good pass across for the Ducks and now behind the net and just a little bit too hesitant there. Trevor Schott quarterbacking the power play on the point. Now across to Berg. Berg takes the shot and slid it across. The Ducks like that play. That's the second time they've run that already on this power play. Now to Trevor Schott. He's through, and that one tried to get deflected. Ducks on a 5-on-3 for 2 full minutes, and then 3 more minutes of 5-on-4 after that. barring any kind of a goal in the first part of the 5-on-3.
They're looking for Gilly on that far side one-timer.
Oh, Trevor's dancing and puts that one too high. And now flips back into the neutral zone. Warren Berg there.
So far what I've seen out of Warren Berg is his skating ability is really noticeable on the back end. He's really moving the puck well and moving with his feet. So he's going to be someone at one of the senior players, or I guess returnee players, to move the puck on the back end.
And you go from rookie to return. You go from rookie to veteran real quickly on this team. Ducks in front. They score. Bad giveaway on the. That's a couple of mistakes in the last 5 minutes from the Generals. Has to be said, but the great easy finish in front. 7 on the Ducks.
He's not on our roster, but we'll try to get the name for you right now, or probably at intermission. But yeah, like you said, 2 mistakes right behind the net, probably lack of communication, and turned to a tap-in easy goal for the Ducks and put themselves on the board. And getting that first goal is super important. A way to convert on the power play.
Yeah, totally. To be, I mean, it's a goal again. You know, a little bit fortunate, but it's a goal for the Ducks on their first power play opportunity under a new coaching staff. And, you know, that can't really be understated for this team. Now another one in front, and this time it was Estrada nearly with the one-time opportunity. Now Stanky at the point. Stankovic with the shot, and it's gloved. 10:26 left.
I'm liking the puck movement on this power play. They're really trying to find the far side guy, one-timers, guys in the slot. When you get those open looks on the power play, that knows that their passing's really clicking. And actually super impressive, like you said. This is only like the 3rd or 4th time all of this team has played together with, and looks like their power play is already looking pretty good so far. Puck movement is always super key on the power play. Always try to get the opposing team out of position. And
what a perfect scenario for a coach to come in here and start and get your first power play opportunity. It's a major, and then immediately it's a 5-on-3. It makes it so easy. It's all, you know, it's just such a lower pressure situation. And now Ben Green got stuck behind his net, but good job to play the puck to Stankovic. Stankovic then across ice to Trevor Schott. Here's Trevor Schott with room, and that's a dangerous thing. Trevor did get his shot off there, and he's just a real talented skater. He does sometimes, you could accuse him sometimes of over-relying on his own abilities, but I don't care because it's fun to watch. He's real good at skating, real good at moving that puck, and he's got a good finish too.
Yeah, Trevor Schott loves power plays. He lives for this time on the ice. But I think Coach Orr, with this long power play in the new team, he's going to see a lot of new combinations out there. So these first few games are going to really try to find different combinations, their first 2 power play opportunities. So this game's almost like, quote unquote, another tryout for the team, so you can make an impression on the power play and totally on the penalty kill too when the time comes.
And it's the first of of 3 exhibition games that the Ducks have to start their season. They sometimes play, an alumni game. That's their 3rd game of the year after another one against the Generals tomorrow night. The Eugene Generals broadcast crew will have that one as it's the Gen's home game. But, 3 opportunities for a brand new coaching staff and games that don't count on the standings to finalize those lines, to install your style. It's a good opportunity in maybe a not ideal situation with as short as the roster is, but it's as good a start as you could hope for with the Ducks, and off to a great one. A 1-0 start halfway through this first period.
Yeah, still some time left on the power play, but the Generals are doing a good job keeping the puck away from the Ducks right now.
Berg behind the net, and the Generals are just going to allow him to stay there, and the Ducks get set up on the breakout play. Across ice and entering the zone is Galuli.
Real quick, what I really like to see is just the short passes, not the home run pass on the power play, because that always kind of leads to turnovers, but the short pass or carrying it in through the blue line, always makes for a nice, smoother transition to your power play unit to set up.
Look at Trevor Schott the last 30 seconds there. What he was doing, I didn't want to interrupt you, but just moving around, around guys using good strength as well.
He's got the puck on the string out there.
Often. There's a shot wide from Stankovic. 33 seconds left still on this major to Cole.
Yeah, like you said, Trevor Schott's always got the puck on a string out there. You know, as an Anaheim Ducks fan, he's kind of like a Ryan Getzlaf out there, a big forward who really controls the puck and that big playmaker who likes to play on the point and really likes to feed his teammates and make the moves out there.
Chris Stankovic trying to keep that in, uses strength, and it does just squirt out, and now the Generals with it off. No, onside, and now it's the Generals trying to dangle. Did a nice job of it, did number 23 there, Alex Clark.
A nice little move out there between the legs and almost a 2-on-0, but and offside.
Good strength. Armstrong had a lot to do with that offside.
Yeah.
6:44 left in this first period of play. Trenton and I will discuss what happened in the first period at the intermission. We'll give Breton a little bit of a break. Sussman flips that forward. Ducks again, a little bit more confidence since they've had this power play, but now we're back to even strength, and the Generals were quite dominant at the beginning of this game when it was 5-on-5, so we'll see how this changes the Ducks and what they learned from that power play.
Ooh.
Shot.
That was a great tip
Deflected in. Good screen indeed.
By Lutz right there in the slot.
Some more collisions. That shot through and nearly a chipped, deflected goal there.
Ducks working it out to the point, trying to look for redirects right in front.
Puck glued to the boards a little bit, and then the Generals able to move up ice, moving around Sussman, but offside in the process. Is number 11 on the Generals. That's Fraser Moeller. Derek Armstrong in possession, draws two Generals with him, and then uses the space to get it across ice. Now chipped in behind and around, Kieran Galuli. Galuli took a little shot at that one from a bad angle. Looking for the once in a million goal there. And Trevor Schott onside if he can take the puck with him. Shot with Galuli in the center. He'll go for it himself, and that one into the netting behind the glass. 5:03 left, first period.
I like what I'm seeing from the Ducks. I think that power play really rejuvenated them, really helping them cause turnovers and get some really good scoring opportunities.
Could 7 have been Jackson Howery? I haven't seen a 34 out there yet.
Unless he changed his number, because he did make the switch from goaltending to forward. So let's see who we got. Oh, I think Howery is number 7.
So how about that? Jackson Howery, his first career Ducks goal, comes as a Eugene General, and Jackson is that's great. I love that that's Jackson. We'll have to make sure we confirm that. But Jackson's played as a junior general. He's been a goalie coach for the junior generals. He's been in this barn his whole life. So
yeah, I'm sure
for him to get the goal in the Battle of Eugene, get the first one.
I'm sure he was absolutely thrilled to get that against the Generals. What a big moment. First game playing forward out here for the Ducks, and after playing goaltender all last year.
Still with it is Clark. And the shot through, but it's blocked. Now behind the net, Estrada trying to flip it to Berg. It didn't get all the way to him, but Berg goes back. Estrada had lost his stick, but picks it back up. And great job by Estrada to shovel that one out. It is going to be icing eventually That puck took its sweet time crossing the line there. 3:51 left, first period. The Ducks iced the puck. I want to thank each and every one of you watching right now, whether you're watching with Ducks or Generals colors on. And thank everyone maybe who watches this game later who may be here tonight. It's a great crowd that we have on hand tonight. The Ducks are normally stuck in those 10 o'clock time slots at the Rink Exchange, and that does not lend itself well to attendance. Off the post, and
I don't think Ben Green ever saw that puck go through.
Ben Green did the one thing that you played a little goalie. You recognize that. I played some street hockey goalie, and I recognize that.
Throw the glove or the blocker up there.
Just throw the glove up and look behind yourself, and boy, does that not feel very good. But that puck safely off the post and into the netting behind the goal.
Yeah, Green's looked real sharp out there, especially killing off those 2 penalties. Always got to be a big confidence booster, especially earlier in the game.
And through an opportunity, backhand score! The Ducks take the 2-0 lead. 3:22 left. First period, it's Nathan Lutz picking up right where he left off last year.
Wow, what a goal. Split the D, forehand to backhand, right under the glove. I think the goalie was kind of shocked he was able to still have possession of the puck going between 2 defenders like that. What a goal. And I know the guys on the bench are really hyped about that. And
the boys on the ice were pretty hyped about that one for a goal in an exhibition. That was fun.
So that's quite the start for the Ducks. 2-0 with 3 minutes left, and maybe trying to add another one right before the period ends.
Yeah, a lot of time left in this period. And look at Howry dive down to get that one. Jackson's having fun. Original plan this year was for Jackson to be a goalie coach for this team.
I guess he threw on the pads and scored a goal.
I guess he got the tryouts and he felt like that looks fun and productive. Jackson going for the hit there. He's not the biggest guy. It might not be how his game develops. Galuli in the corner.
That would have been cool if Jackson stuck with number 34, kind of like an Austin Matthews, like mid-30 number, you know, being a forward.
Given my NHL creative players 36 before his forwards, just it can happen. Galuli's got the 37. Howry could turn into 34. .142 left in this period. Now Stankovic with it. Stankovic, stick saved away and deflected up into the netting.
Yeah, so far I think their forecheck has been outstanding, and the defense has been really keeping their blue line strong thanks to Warren Berg. His quick feet and his active stick has really been turning over the puck right at the blue line, which is always helpful for the defense out there.
Well, 1:36 left, first period. Shot there, deflected, and into the netting.
Good read by Ben Green there, deflecting it out of play. Those plays are always great, just to slide on over and help out your defense a little bit.
Face off in the Duck zone. And puck kept just inside the blue line. Chopped that in the corner, trying to slide it up top. Now bounced off, and Barkley going for that in the corner. Barkley now trying to throw a hit, uses his body. Across for the Generals, inside 1 minute, left in this first period. 55 seconds left. Whistle goes.
Yeah, pretty smart by the Generals there just to throw it on net, stop the clock, maybe win the face-off here, get some shots in. So we'll see what the Generals do here. You know, if you're the Ducks, just want to win it.
Yeah, you win it. I mean, you win.
Go in the locker room with the 2-0 lead.
You slide it back to Generals at the point, or anybody else. The Generals do win it. You can still get a shot off. Lots and lots of time left in this period with 49 seconds left still. But a 2-goal lead for the Ducks. Jackson Howry and Nathan Lutz. 2 very different goals. 32 seconds left. Generals just onside, but the puck squirts out. They have to regroup through the neutral zone. Chip forward, and fanning at that one was Stangelin, but then good job to just make life difficult. Let's all the Ducks get back there, and then colliding with Trevor's shot, but Ben Green to the rescue once again. 15 seconds left in the period.
Yeah, I think he was partially screened by Warren Berg there and got right over to his left and able to glove it off, spread eagle style, but that was a pretty impressive save.
Yeah, I mean, the Ducks have done a pretty good job of helping Ben Green for most of this first period, but that last play, 2 separate incidents that didn't help him the most. Here's Trevor's shot, delays holding on to it, and waited just a little too long. That's the end of the first period. It is 2-0. We are going to take a real quick break, and we will be right back with a bit of an intermission report brought to you by Dr. Sarah Rincker at Premier Foot and Ankle. Well, hello, everybody, back inside the Lane Event Center, the Rink Exchange. Trenton Chalmers, Isaac Rosenthal. We're here at the Battle of Eugene. It is 2-0 Oregon Ducks going into the first intermission. As good a start as you could have asked for with the new coaching staff.
Oh, exactly. We preached unity and staying out of the penalty box, and it seems like the Ducks heard us on our pregame, and they just seem to really be playing together, attacking, and, of course, probably the best Duck to have out there get the first goal is Jackson Howery.
Yeah, and how about that? I got to apologize. We were given the roster. The roster was examined by representatives from the Ducks locker room. No one told us that there was going to be a 7, so we do what we can, but we figured out on our own that it had to have been Jackson. We confirmed that with the scorer's booth, and what a great moment for him to get that first goal in the in this Battle of Eugene. Now, I guess in the Generals locker room, they got to be saying that was a gift. Goal came on a 5-on-3 that should never have been a 5-on-3. It was originally a 5-minute major, and then as soon as the play started, the Generals player just hops over the boards. And I don't know if there must have been confusion over exactly what had been called or how many guys were supposed to be out there. Usually when you see too many men, it's not quite so inexplicable because it's a direct result of a line change, and a puck might hit a skate that it's not supposed to in the line change process. This one was just a brain fart, and unfortunately for the Generals, it ended up leading to the goal from Howery.
Yeah, but the good thing, though, is the Ducks took advantage. That's something we didn't see last year. They'd get outnumbered, they'd get down, they get numbers, they just couldn't finish around the goal, and this time around they finished it.
And and outside of that, and even the goal itself, beyond the 5-on-3, there was a bad giveaway. It was a tap in from Howery, but that happens to you. Hockey's funny. That'll happen to you when you deserve it to happen to you sometimes. And the Ducks, the power play was looking really good. They were sliding the puck through dangerous areas, plays that were clearly set plays. They were working with each other really well. They were getting good shot opportunities. So it's not just that they were given given that gift, because they could have scored 2 or 3 other times on that power play. And then Nathan Lutz a couple of minutes later, totally different goal. Nothing was a gift about Nathan Lutz's goal. Dancing through defenders and finishing it forehand to backhand, that's really hard to do.
Exactly. It was just a thing of beauty by Nathan Lutz. He wanted that goal, and he went and danced his way to it.
Yeah, and the Ducks, outside of that, they were a little shaky through the first maybe 5 minutes. I think most of that you could attribute just to the fact that they'd never played together before. But as soon as they had sort of the pressure come off a little bit when they got the 5-on-3, they got to sort of slow down, be a little bit more methodical and deliberate with what they were doing, and that really just flicked the switch. As soon as they reached that point, they looked like a different team. They got the second goal at 5-on-5. What we're going to have to look to now toward the second period, and especially toward the third period, is A, what adjustments are made in each locker room, and B, when are we going to start to see the effect of this short bench from the Ducks? They only really have 3 lines and 4 defensemen. And that's basically the way things break down. A full complement is 3 full D pairs, 4 full lines, and a couple of scratch skaters. So the Ducks they're up against it. They're going to have to make sure that they're really rolling as many lines as they can, that they're keeping everybody fresh. This early in the season, frankly, that shouldn't be an excuse. They don't have a full, they don't have the legs they're going to have halfway through the year when everything is just generally sore. They should be fresh enough, but we might start to see through the second and especially the third period, we might start to notice that the Ducks are starting to get a little more sluggish. We are going to take a quick break here. I've got to find some water before the beginning of the second period. So we're going to take a quick break, but don't you go anywhere. And we're back for the second period here. As we were saying, 2-0 start for the Ducks. Jackson Howery, Nathan Lutz, the scores. Solid first period from Ben Green. And the Ducks have looked good. The newcomers have looked good. Howery's looked good in his new role, even outside of the goal. He's, he hasn't looked like somebody who's playing forward in a game of this level for the first time. He's looked real natural in the position. And the Ducks have looked like a cohesive group. They've looked like they've had an identity. It's a solid start.
Yeah, we were talking in the break. The passes are tape to tape. The defense is looking good. And I want to see the power play again, see what kind of plays they got drawn up for them. Because they are really flying tonight.
Flipped in there, it was Nick Jones, big number 91. He'll be a body you could recognize. Warrenberg taps that forward. A chance for Estrada. A chance for the Ducks 2-0 with Lutz. Estrada's shot goes wide. He'll want that one back. Big opportunity for the Ducks. Goes wanting. Now here come the Generals and Ben Green. One was a little nervous, but Green makes the save just the same.
So 2-0 for the Ducks one way, and then even attack down the other way. That's kind of how hockey goes. You get one odd man break one way, move the puck up less than a second, and you're going the other way.
So we've got Ducks on this roster from everywhere from Eugene to Bergen, Norway, and Eugene Generals players from all over as well. So if you want to let us know in the comments on the YouTube screen where you're watching this game from, we don't have a prize for you, but we'd love to know who is the farthest away from Eugene. Trevor Schott trying to make his own space one more time. Behind the net. Now it's the Ducks trying to center, and ice might just be tilted to our left because the Ducks through the first minute and a half of this period have looked like the Generals through the first minute and a half of the first period.
I like that pay from Howery from right behind the net. He had his head up, looking to pass all the way, and found Trevor Schott kind of right in front of the net. So Jackson Howery is really looking comfortable out there because, goaltenders are really study the game. They're really, really smart guys, and they're always around. Obviously, they play goalie, so they're always around the net. But, Jackson Howery really doing good things out there.
Oh, it's just Trevor Schott skating 200 feet,
Just very casually.
That's what he does. This time he'll go the entirety of the length of the ice, tried to get a shot off, and ends up sliding into the net. 18:08 left in the period.
Yeah, that toe drag is a pretty lethal weapon he's got in his arsenal.
Face off there, and puck will come free for the Generals now. They have it behind the net, but taken away by a shot again just as quickly. Deflected away. I think Trevor Schott's playing defense on this shift. Or is that Berg? That's 58. That's Warren Berg.
That's Berg and Stengelin.
And do we have a Chris Maddox sighting? Eight. That's Maddox. Maddox with a chance maybe to get some more ice time this year than he's seen in the past, and he deserves it. Real hard worker, real nice kid. 17-16 left in this game.
Yeah, these shot blocks, Green's really liking them. Making sure he doesn't have to put too much effort in there.
And how strange it is. It's always a new game. It was the Generals in front, deflected up and into the netting. This team is, it's coming together. We're beginning to see a little bit of what we're going to get from this year, but always a little bit jarring that first game of the year to not see some guys out there that you're so used to seeing. Pat Taylor no longer with the Ducks. Cody Dries no longer with the Ducks. Jesse Leonard no longer with the Ducks. All these guys that have really been core components of the team. And who knows, maybe we'll get to see some of those guys on October 6th for the alumni game.
Yeah, and these new players are going to be leaning on guys like Trevor Shaw, Nathan Lutz, Warren Berg. All these guys been through it last year, and also their new coaches, Riley Orr, Cooper Lim. They've also been through it and at their respective schools like Utah State University, bringing so much experience. So everyone's going to kind of lean on each other this year, and hopefully it's going to turn out really well.
Derek Armstrong draws the penalty there. It's a big body to break through two defensemen, and now we get the whistle with 16-19. So you get your wish, Brent. You were looking for more power play from the Ducks, and I'm right there with you. This is it's been a fun power play group to watch their first couple of opportunities.
Yeah, we were saying during the intermission we really want to see that one-timer play. They were running through Gilhooly on his off side, so for him he would be lining up right where he's taking the face off, looking for that one-timer, and let's see if there'll be some open lanes for them to shoot it.
Oh, just uses his body, and great. 99% of a great face-off win there from Gilhooly. Just used his body to shield away, but then the pass back to the blue line split the point men. 16:05 left in this second period. It says 1 on the scoreboard up there, but Scorer's Booth has a lot to work on tonight. Trevor Schott making space for himself, being given space, and then through the middle, shot down and kept alive. Gilhooly trying to chop that one, and he does. It'll go behind the net. Trevor Schott's going to get there. And Schott now gets himself facing the right way, finds Nathan Lutz. Lutz with the shot, and it ricochets off as something into the netting behind the goal. 15:32 left, second period.
That was a textbook screen by Stengelin there. Lance, the Eugene Generals goalie, Lance didn't even see that puck, even shot off.
Not easy to see around towards Stengelin when he's standing in front of you. 6'2", 185, and that becomes, especially when you put pads on it, a very, very, very big body. Ducks have some size this year with Stengelin. Armstrong's a big dude. Trevor Schott's a big dude. And Derek chases this one down. 15:25 left, second period. Our game brought to you tonight by Dr. Sarah Rincker at Premier Foot and Ankle. And that one's offside just barely, right in front of the Ducks bench.
So this is a good look at the second unit for the Ducks, trying to replicate kind of what the first unit did. Well, actually, I think since Howery's out here, I think the second unit did actually pick up a goal in that first period. So maybe trying to recreate that magic again in the second.
Estrada right off the faceoff. Won it for himself there. Not a play you see too often. Stankovic at the point, Stankovic and Armstrong. Couple of grad students. Current set of blue liners for the Ducks. 34 seconds left on the man advantage. Stankovic across the neutral zone. Nobody was there, and now look out. Here's the Generals. 2-on-1, short-handed in front. They score! Not a whole lot Ben Green could have done on that one.
Yeah, bad change by the Ducks right after the power play. Generals turned it around the other way, 2-on-1. And that was Alex Clark with the forehand backhand goal right through the 5-hole of Green. And that'll count as a short-handed goal. So, first game for the Ducks, so they're kind of still working out the line changes after a power play, but that's just kind of simple mistakes there, but nothing much Green can do on that. Just got to shake it off and try to maybe convert one real quick on this power play to kind of get that goal right back.
Well, the Ducks still with the man advantage for 13 more seconds, but all the air been taken out of that power play for sure. Now here's Trevor Schott. Shot for Stangelin. Stangelin in the middle for Gilhooly, but Gilhooly couldn't take it with him, and now we're back to five-a-side hockey. Nathan Lutz tries to poke that away. Galuli gets it for Lutz, but off Nathan's stick and finds the General. It's Bauman. Bauman now backwards towards his own zone. General is keeping it alive in the neutral zone, and Galuli got a stick on it. Can the Ducks capitalize? Not quite. Now just taken behind the goal by the Generals' Jack Thornton, the number 9. Goal, and that bounce there.
Look what a goal does to a team. Generals are already making crisper passes, moving their feet already, and really keeping the puck away from the Ducks.
Hockey's such an adrenaline, emotional game that, one goal, and we saw that the other way in the first period. That really woke up the Ducks, so now they've got to sort of respond in a different way. Here come the Generals again. Another opportunity to go in front. Another big collision there.
That was
and
nice.
It's clean.
That was a real nice pass by Fraser Moeller behind the back from this blue line to basically send in a one-on-one.
Here's Howry. Howry trying to part the Red Seas himself, and then Howry goes for a hit, and Howry's taken down. Full face takedown, and we'll see if they're going to get Howry 2 or if it's just going to be Bradley Maddox. It's certainly Bradley Maddox, and is it only going to be Howry?
I thought the initial penalty was going to be on the Generals, because after that retaliation back in the corner, and I was looking at the puck down here, but
I'm fine with you giving Howry 2 minutes because he did seek Maddox out there, but Maddox took him down to the ice after the play. You've got to call that both ways.
Yeah, it's got to be a coincidental minor.
It's got to be coincidental.
That's kind of what Trevor Shaw was asking the referee, like, what's going on here, but either way, it's 2 minutes on the board for the Generals, and Ducks got to put down the rearview mirror and kill this one off.
And maybe it's a good learning experience for Jackson, I guess, if you want to spin it that way. I think it's spin, that'd be what that is. But as Ben Green, how does he see that puck? The vision that you have to be a goaltender is just incredible.
Well, I think.
Go ahead.
Oh, I think there is one plus for Jackson after that penalty. He's one assist away from the Gordie Howe hat trick. So actually, no. Just kidding, didn't fight.
Don't rule Jackson Howry out as a fighter, though.
It's been a long off season.
He's a goaltender.
Oh man.
I thought that we were going to get to see him fight again on that play.
But hey, if he gets an assist or a goal, it's a 3-point. Sorry, again, he only has one goal.
But if he gets his assist, he'll go for his Gordie.
Yeah, he'll be almost there. I think that's what I was trying to say.
Here's a trivia question for you, and I'm about 99% confident on this. If I'm wrong, somebody can correct me. How many Gordie Howe hat tricks did Gordie have in his career?
He had, I think 7 or 8. You guys can look that up. But I think the leader. No, I think he might have had a few. He didn't have he had under 10. But I know the leader, I think, is Brendan Shanahan. But if you guys want to correct me, go for it. But
we'll have to look that up because I'm pretty confident that although that's named for Gordie, he never actually did it. 11:43 left. And we've got check-ins from Logan, Utah, from Casseron, France, and from Fort Collins, Colorado. And Shelley, I never took French, so I'm sorry if I totally slaughtered that pronunciation.
I know the Rams had a game today, so I forgot who they were playing today, but I'll have to look that one up.
That one goes the length of the ice, 11:30. Yeah, Colorado State Rams, you're saying?
Oh, yeah.
There?
My girlfriend goes there, so they have a pretty decent hockey team there, really broadcast like we do, and really good arena there, so I'll have to check that out next time I visit.
Here's the Generals now setting up on the power play again. We'll rein ourselves back in. You have to cattle prod us back into the action every once in a while if you're at home. Here's the Generals shot knocked away, Green, and
that shot was aimed right past the ear, so that's really hard for your goalie for Green just to put his glove right by his mask like that and save that puck. Really impressive save, because that was going right to the top shelf.
Backhanded now, Nathan Lutz Nathan Lutz with Chris Maddox in the middle. Maddox trying to work to a shooting position. Instead, he'll chase that one down behind the net, but it's Adam Sussman that catches up to it. Karams around the boards, and now the Generals with a chance to establish possession behind their own net. Sussman will have it bounce to him, takes the shot, and I don't know if he was going for the deflection in front there or if he wanted to put that on himself, but Thomas Durand was in front of the cage and had his stick down. It did go off with Durand's stick button before going up behind the net. Now the Generals cycling in a dangerous pass there, trying to slide it across and find Nathan Leach in the middle. We've got a Nathan Leach and a Nathan Lutz in the game tonight on opposite sides, just to make it more difficult for us in the booth. Here's Adam Sussman, and Sussman taken offside. Good D there from Bauman with 9:52 left in this second period. We've eclipsed the halfway mark of this game.
Yeah, I was just about to say the Ducks were kind of pinned in their own zone there, kind of a little bit disorganized, but is that a goaltending change?
And it is Alejandro Martinez, so right at the halfway mark, that makes sense.
Nice.
You're trying to get minutes for everybody, so hats off to Ben Green. He did great through his 30 minutes and 30 seconds or whatever it was.
And that's what, as a goalie, you want to see in a preseason game. A lot of shots, some special teams play, and just really getting your feet wet for the season. So
here's Bauman in front. Puck was there, and there was a one-timer big rebound to be put home, but it wasn't there. So nervous moments for Martinez. He's been very busy, and that cannot be easy as a goaltender. You just come in off the bench, and then it's the game. Martinez will watch this one be taken by Warren Berg behind his net. Berg just drops it, and Stangeland gets there too far out in front of Jackson Howery, and then too far sloppy pass from the Generals. Trevor Schott trying to get by. It's still Trevor Schott with the puck. Rebounds there. Howery diving in. It's loose. Backhand ahead. Wide by Trevor Schott. Oh.
Wow, just shoveled wide. Howery was there. Schott was there. The whole first line was right in front of the crease and just pushed like an inch past the goalpost. Wow, best opportunity for the Ducks in the second period right now.
Left in this second period. Alejandro Martinez, new goaltender, 6 foot tall, 230-pound freshman out of Aurora, Colorado. Ducks, I mentioned before the success they've had with players out of the Chicago area. They've had great success with players from Colorado too, and in fact goaltenders from Colorado. One of the better goaltenders in program history was Danny Cockrell out of the Colorado area. His family, big supporters of the broadcast too. .23 left. In this second period, and working out
So we got Dominic Estrada lined up right behind Lutz for the face-off. Maybe he was trying to look for a shot right there. No little face-off plays here and there. Guys like to run.
And those are the things, you know, those are the little things that you don't always see at the ACHA level, is having, you know, a Rolodex of set plays to go to just out of every face-off, not just a maybe win it back to the point guy, but actual sort of actual designed attacks right off of the face-off play. And, you know, it could be something to watch to see if the Ducks go back to that. They've looked really good on face-offs tonight. It's one area that you can see they've done well at.
Yeah, that's one stat the coaches are going to be really ecstatic about. I know I really enjoy taking face-offs whenever I played. That was something I really took pride in, and I always make sure I communicate with the guys saying, hey, it's going here, it's going in the corner.
Big collision. The Ducks going to be the beneficiaries of it as Galuli threw the shot in. Now Sussman throws the shot in, and that one hit off of Maddox for the Generals and was a can of corn at the end of the day for the Generals goaltender.
Another face-off win for the Ducks.
And Generals again have a little bit of trouble taking that with them. Berg throws a big hit, but he took the majority of it. Now with the puck is Warren Berg. Warren Berg with Armstrong and Lutz. Maddox collides with a player and goes flying, and it's icing against the Generals with 7:16 left, second period.
A lot of conversation between, I guess that's a Maddox for the, yeah, Bradley Maddox, and I don't think we have a number 10 on our rosters for the Ducks, but
10 for the Ducks is Sussman.
There it is, yeah. One of the new guys out,
Dylan
Adam
Foster
Sussman.
For the Generals leaving the ice.
Never a good sign when any player on any team has to go off.
Yeah, never good at all. It's especially never good in an exhibition game. It's been a good intensity level to this game, though. It hasn't been dirty, it hasn't been chippy, but it hasn't been boring.
Yeah, just, talking back and forth here and there, and that's some good competitiveness and good battles in front. Battles on the boards have been great, and I'm sure both teams are really liking this first game to start off their season for basically their first preseason game.
For the Generals now, it's in front and cleared away. Good panic mode defense from the Ducks there, and now tipped forward by Nathan Lutz. Here comes Nathan Lutz, and he's bounced off the puck. 6:47 left. Second
Nathan
period.
Lutz just dispatched his man in the corner, but looks like they're gonna freeze or call a penalty.
I think there's no arm up from the referee. I think the puck must.
I just saw a stoppage of play
underneath somebody's belly, and I think they probably just froze it.
But that was a really big hit by Lutz there in the corner. So yeah, it looks like just a stoppage of play and face-off coming up.
Well, I think the Ducks will take it if you get the chance to win the face-off here in a good shooting position. It's Trevor's shot, and something. Generals not have a fifth guy out there.
Looks like a penalty for the Generals, a delay a game, I think. Coach Orr and Lim were up in arms saying it's taking too long. I'm just watching the ref right now, seeing. Looks like they're gonna send a Ducks player too. Or check that. I'm just calling what I'm seeing, and it's just big kind of mess.
Well,
but it looks like a penalty for the Generals, a delay game.
I think that what happened is it just took the Generals too long to get 5 guys out there.
Yeah, and
the referees said no.
Coach Orr and Lim were like, call the penalty.
And you know what? That must be a rule book rule that is 47-C paragraph B kind of deal that they knew behind the bench, because I would have just assumed that the rule would have been either you have to play with 4, or the referee looks the other way and lets you get your 5th guy out there. But
yeah, if it takes that long,
and
then
it may be both. It may be that the Generals could have opted to play with 4, and as soon as that 5th guy hit the ice after X minutes.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't want to speculate because I really have no clue. But it's a power play for the Ducks. However, it comes out in the wash. 1 minute left on it. 1 minute 10 seconds. Here's Trevor's shot. Shot working around Galula. He scores! Oh, Trevor's shot. He's been looking for that one for a long time, and
but the play on this goal,
Galula as a screen. I love it.
That was sick. That was a real nice goal. But the big play on that goal was Kieran Gulili, and he set a nice little, not an illegal pick, but just stood there. Trevor Shaw just toe dragged right around him, had all day to pick his corner, and just went top right. The goalie, pretty good screen in front, and put the Ducks up 3-1.
I don't know how much of that was Galuli and how much of that was Trevor just doing Trevor things, but
oh yeah,
that was fun to watch, whatever it is.
But love the little screen on that play and just open it up.
Just struggled to get the number of right players on the ice. These are kids that are moving in some cases across the country to play hockey. Is 16, 17, 18-year-olds, and they're having trouble getting the right number of bodies on the ice. That has to be concerning if you're a Generals fan.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know if you want to chalk it up just like this. I know the Generals did play 2 games before this, so just a little bit like early season grind. And I think this is probably their first considered, quote, like home game, so hopefully that stuff will be reinforced in practice for, you know, both teams to get kind of the early mistakes out of the way. But
yeah, I don't think those are mistakes you make multiple times in a season.
Yeah.
Well, here we are, 5 minutes left in the second period. The Ducks have reestablished their 2-goal lead. Once again on an opportunistic power play. So the special teams has got to be encouraging for coaches Orr and Lim. Here's Trevor's shot again, and this time he goes down, just stretched himself out too much, but puck comes for Derek Armstrong. Armstrong back to Stankovic, 4:40 left, second period. Stankovic plays that off the boards. Tried to find Trevor's shot, but it actually developed for the Generals.
Well, the puck wasn't settling down for anyone in that play. Finally, a whistle.
All the way down the length of the ice, picked up for the Generals by Berkovitz. Now Howery skated past that one at the blue line. Generals now trying to flip that one up, and Martinez in a good position the whole time, sees that one go over his head into the netting behind the goal with 4:08 left, second period.
I think Generals just want to try to set up any kind of offensive zone cycle or kicking it out to the point, anything, just trying to generate any kind of scoring chance or shot. But it looks like Ducks defense really kind of closing the gap whenever they got the puck and they crossed the blue line.
Puck now behind the goal, couldn't find it for a second. Now into the corner, Galuli going to get it. Galuli stick checked and then separated from the puck. Generals clearing, but it hits Howery in the skate, and Jackson had that puck just jump off of his stick. Backhanded Miller for Bauman. In front, and on top of that puck, one more time, Alejandro Martinez.
That was a really interesting save. That puck just sat right on his skate, kind of right where the pad and the skate meet. The puck just sat right there. Thank God for Martinez that didn't bounce off his skate and go into the net. So living right now for Martinez. And I think he just wants to see any kind of volume of shots just to have him get warmed up and comfortable. But, you know, any kind of play like that kind of gets you right focused into the game.
Good sequence from the Ducks there. That one in front, and Nick Jones nearly got a deflection to that one. Nick Jones, number 91 for the Ducks, another large man. He's listed at 5'9", 210. He looks a little bigger than that to me. Would not want to run into that at full skate. Nathan Lutz played that back, tried to find Estrada. Jones went for the big hit there. And now Sussman behind the goal, 2:30 left, second period. Armstrong throws a big hit and chance in front for the one-timer, tapping from Friesen, but he couldn't get it on goal cleanly. Someone's lost a stick. It is
nice little
Ducks
clear
who lost the stick on
by Sussman. Didn't have the stick and just kicked it out of the zone.
It's so tough to be effective as a defender without a stick. right in front. Alejandro puts it down a couple times, and it's underneath him.
Way to stay strong right on the goal line. Drop down the butterfly and able to locate that puck. It's bouncing everywhere. They got your D-men in there, got Generals players in there, and able to freeze it up.
Good athleticism from the Zebra to make sure he was right behind the goal and could have seen if that puck had gone over the goal line. One of the treats we got to see last year was a referee training camp. And I don't know if you've never got the opportunity to see that, you've probably never thought about it much, but they got to, they have to learn, they have to really practice and develop their skating, just like the players do. Here come the Gens up ice, 1:35 left, second period. It's back to a 2-goal lead for the Oregon Ducks. Trevor Schott scoring one of the more Trevor Schott goals of his career, vintage number 95, to make it 3-1. Timer in front. Not handled cleanly. Another chance for a shot, but just is really difficult for Calvin Hennon there. He couldn't get the shot through, and then they try to flip it up and over Martinez, but it flutters harmlessly behind the cage, and we're under 1 minute left in the second period.
Really impressive by the Generals. They got 2 shots to go, well, 2 passes to go right into the slot, and they got 2 pretty good shots off, and that's really a hard thing to do. That's the best scoring chance you're gonna get.
Howry trying to flip that one for Schott. Couldn't get it. Good job from the Ducks, though, to extend this play in their zone. And now Armstrong moves in, but it's going to be a 2-on-1 chance for the Generals. They go offside. Right in front of their own bench, and just got a great look at one of their coaches. I don't know if you saw that, but one of their coaches putting his hand to his forehead on that offside.
I was just looking at Stangelin, and he did a great job his body position. He shadowed the guy to the right boards, and he got his stick out, and then the puck wavered just a bit to draw the Generals offside. So that's just a textbook way to stop a 2-on-1. Even better to get an offside on that play. Draw the other team offside, get the face off, so your goalie doesn't have to worry about a 2-on-1 coming the other way.
Oh, great poke there by Armstrong to keep that in the zone, and that's probably going to eliminate the Generals' chances of doing anything in this last couple of seconds. They'll just get a chance to clear it now, but it doesn't matter. That's the end of the second period. The score is 3-1 with the Ducks leading. We're going to take another quick hydration break, and then we'll be back with another couple of thoughts about the second period. Our game one more time, brought to you by Dr. Sarah Rincker at Premier Foot and Ankle. Brent Kelly back here with you at the Lane County Ice Center. The rink exchange, and 3-1 at the end of the second intermission. The Ducks still leading. They did concede one goal in that second period, but then Trevor Schott danced around all of the Generals teams and some of his own before making it 3-1. Solid second period for the Ducks?
Oh yeah, they kind of continue with the end of the second half of the first period where they got the power plays, a little bit of penalty kill here and there, but those power plays, converting on those power plays, one in the first, one in the second, that's really got to help out the team. The coaches really like that. They like the blocking shots. They like taking guys out of the way, so whoever's in the net for the Ducks, they can see the shot all the way. And yeah, just keeping their cool, playing a hard physical game. Stopping guys right at the blue line. I see that that's a really big kind of tactic for our D-men that they're doing. So yeah, like pretty solid period. They just got to continue that momentum. They're really possessing that puck the entire period, and that's really like how you're going to win games in hockey. So as long as they keep continuing that, should be a good third period coming up.
Yeah. I thought it was a solid second for the Ducks. We got to see at the halfway mark, we saw the end of the night for Ben Green. He was stellar. The one goal allowed nothing he could have done on that goal, and really solid on the rest of the 30 minutes or so that he saw. And then for the last 10 minutes of the second period, and I would presume the plan is to play him the rest of the night, is Alejandro Martinez. What do you think of him as his first 10 minutes in goal as a Duck?
Pretty good, yeah, especially right on the goal line. I see like the Generals kind of, if a team you're trailing in a game, just throw everything at the net. So a lot of shots are coming at really bad angles, wraparounds, right on the goal line. And as a goalie, that's actually like really, really like stressful to do. Just like get down the butterfly, hug the post, get any like kind of traffic in front. There's like the puck is like bouncing around, hitting your guys, all that stuff. So I think he did a really good job just like keeping us cool, getting down the butterfly, freezing the puck. And yeah, just deflecting into the boards if there's ever kind of a shot going down low. So yeah, like I think he's gonna have a good rest of the night, and his defense is really helping him out too.
And then outside of that, Noah Rosenberg, also a goalie on this Ducks team. Although I'm not sure if Noah's out there tonight.
Yeah, I don't know if I saw him in warm-ups or not, but probably for tomorrow's game, he'll probably play half of the game and then another goalie switch off for another half too, kind of like what they're doing tonight. But we'll see for the third period what the coaches got in store. I think what they like to see from the Ducks this upcoming period is just probably if they get on the power play, look for that one-timer again. Like we like to see that, like fans like to see that. That's always like a really good scoring opportunity. Or just like get it right in front of the net, tipping pucks, having your D move D to D, and yeah, just keep playing Ducks hockey.
So give me your one biggest key for the Ducks through this last 20 minutes to get out of here with the W.
I'd say probably from face-offs, the Ducks are already probably dominating that statistical standpoint. They're dominating face-offs throughout the night. Probably continue that for the third period. I like to see like the D specifically. Warren Berg, he's really moving his feet really, really well. He's a returning guy from last year, so they're going to be looking to him on the back end and just really move the puck, tape the tape. If you don't have a play, don't make any mistakes, no cross-site passes, and just play smart and play physical.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we are going to take a little bit of a break here for the remainder of this intermission. We've got the Zam doing, looks like one more half lap. I thought he was actually done. But we'll take a quick break. We've got a third period coming up. The score at the end of 2, 3-1 Ducks. Well, we are back for the third period of play. Brent Kelly to my right, Trenton Chalmers to our left, manning the camera. You'll get to see him once more after the game, and you'll notice different voices, different faces on the broadcast throughout the year. We'll sort of be rotating in and out. I'll be your tour guide most of the way through, although maybe we'll let the inmates run the asylum for a whole game once or twice. We'll see. We'll see how generous I feel and how much of a voice I have by the end of the season. Riley Orr, Cooper Lim, new head coach and assistant coach, respectively, for the Ducks. And it's been a good first 40 minutes. Of course, they don't judge you by 40-minute chunks of time. As a coach, they tend to judge you by 60 to 65-minute chunks of time. So,
yeah, the coaches' jobs are not done tonight. They're waiting till the scoreboard reads all zeros and the Ducks have more goals than the other team.
Getting a hello from Chicago as well. It's a city near and dear to my heart. Both of my parents born and raised in Chicago.
Nice.
Be there for Thanksgiving, and you can bet I will be repping Duck hockey gear. 1955. Left just underway, third period. The Generals trail by 2 goals. Again, their bench a little bit bigger, so we're going to have to really watch the Ducks' legs through this third period to see if they can continue to play at the level they've been playing at. Rebounded away, and nervous moments again for Martinez, but he comes out clean, and now here's Jones, Nick Jones, too far out in front of Nathan Lutz.
Yeah, Generals had some pressure in the Duck zone. Ducks come away, almost a 2-on, basically a 2-on-1-ish, but turned away. Just bouncing puck all over the ice right now.
Like a lacrosse ball in the slot. Now Stankovic will gain the red line and then just sort of shuffleboard that one forward into the corner. Now here come the Generals. You're not getting by Stankovic that easy, although the puck ends up sliding past him, but covered up harmlessly at the end of the day by Alejandro Martinez. 18:49 left, third period. This game brought to you by Dr. Sarah Rincker at Premier Foot and Ankle. If you're interested in being a broadcast sponsor or a sponsor or supporter of this Ducks team in any fashion, do go ahead and reach out to us through any social media channel, or information on the website for you as well. Stankovic dumps that one in, 18-20. Left, and to plug the sponsors for a minute, everybody who can help is real helpful. Even if you're just a parent and you want to kick a couple dollars the program's way. These are regular college kids that pay their own way to play. No scholarships here. Coaches are entirely volunteer positions. And again, let me say that one more time about the coaches, because it's just amazing what these guys, what Cooper and Lim Orr and Lim have done. They've moved out here for a volunteer coaching position.
Yeah,
and this is a hockey program where the guys are paying, upwards of a couple $1,000s a year for the ice time and travel costs. So anyone who wants to support the program, we want to help you support the program.
Yeah, they probably see this as a fantastic opportunity to really build a program here and make it probably one of the elite schools in the Pac-A. And
yeah, and you know what? Arizona State's D1. Arizona has a good college hockey program. Utah has an excellent ACHA program. Colorado's got a good ACHA program. It's not inconceivable that in 10, 15 years we're looking at a Pac-12 hockey conference.
Oh, yeah, these coaches, like, that's where they see the foundation here. They really just want to, it all starts today. Like, this is their first game with the new team, and I'm sure they're really excited. You know, everyone has to take some sacrifice for everything for hockey, and they see this as a great opportunity to really build their resumes, build the program, and get some winning hockey.
Well, 16:59 left. Collision there. Peyton Barkley goes down. Now behind the net, the Generals trying to send it the length of the ice. Martinez has to come out and play that one, and well, it turns out to be the right play, but not without risk. Armstrong lays the hit there. Now Stankovic.
Yeah, I'm gonna watch the Generals and see if they, just on that last play, going for the home run pass, seeing if they're gonna try to stretch the ice, and you know, that might even open up the neutral zone a little bit, because the Ducks are really clogging the neutral zone. They can't get any movement past the Ducks blue line, so we're gonna see if the Generals try to stretch the ice with that home run pass.
Well, that one goes the length of the ice. Would have been icing, but it was on goal, just tapped away, and now here come the Generals. Jones, great stick to poke that one away. Estrada in the corner. Estrada wearing the number 17 jersey. Used to belong to Cody Dries.
There's been 8 or 9 plays where the Ducks have had great turnovers off just really soundly good forecheck just right there in the slot. So they got to keep that up and go to the final buzzer, because that's going to create some great scoring opportunities.
And we saw it. Lau here's in front for the Generals. We saw it the last time they score. One goal changes.
Nice play by Lutz.
So here's Lutz again. Lutz flicked the cross towards Estrada. No one there, but if the Generals can get one back, it's going to look like a very different game. Berg throwing that through. Lutz chops at it, keeps it alive, and now Nathan's going to go to chase it. Now Jackson Howry with a shot. He's got a rocket. 15:05 left.
Who knew? He's been hiding that in
He's been staring down shots for all these years of his life.
Yeah, now he's like, it's my turn to get on the scoreboard. Another turnover off of some pretty good forecheck.
It's almost like when you take a minor league pitcher and you say you're an outfielder now, and all of a sudden he's got time in the cage every day.
Yeah.
He's hitting home runs left and right. I'm excited for Jackson this year. I think it's going to be fun. One timed attempt there from the Generals and didn't get through. Deflects away into the corner again. Now cleared the length of the ice, and that one,
Yeah, one more thing on Jackson. I think being a goaltender, you have to by far be the best skater on the team. So I think he's already got some pretty good wheels there. So just the stick handling, the shot, that's all going to come. He's a good hockey player. He's going to turn out to be a pretty good X factor for the Ducks this season.
You got to be smart to be a goalie too, and you're going to see that hockey IQ from Jackson as a forward. See how that comes into play. You're so used to reading the play, and
keeping your head up is like the number one thing you have to do as a hockey player. Like, for passes, hits, everything, you always got to keep your head up and be really aware on the ice.
Ducks trying to break out now, and they do. Here's Armstrong. Armstrong skating strong. Behind the net, puck squirts away, and that will go all the way, almost the length of the ice. Warren Berg follows it. 13:46 left. Third period, the Ducks with the 3-1 lead. Trevor's shot now, and Shot's pass goes astray. Peyton Barkley, I don't think, knew what was coming to him, because it looked like certainly one he should have been able to handle. But who's to say? It's a tough angle we've got up here sometimes. 13:13 left. Loose in front, and no General there. He could have had a tap in.
Yeah, that rebound just got away from Martinez.
And that might be something that Martinez needs to work on. He's looked good through his first little bit here, but there have been a couple of rebounds left. And
like I always say with the goalies, they always kind of need like a good volume of shots to get pretty comfortable in the game. And Martinez hasn't had like the full game to work on that, so maybe just little shots here and there. But his vision on the ice is pretty pretty strong.
He came in, pretty much cold. I'm sure he knew he was going to come in. There's a goal for the Generals. Is that Bradley Maddox there?
Yeah, it was number 23, Alex Clark.
Alex Clark.
D-man for the Generals, just skated into the blue line. Kind of used the Ducks defender as a screen and just went low blocker. And, that's just kind of like surprised Martinez there. But like we were just saying, coming in a little bit cold, so just got to shake that one off. And still got a 1-goal lead, and just got to regroup here. Kind of keep doing what they've been doing throughout the second period and the first period. So time to hit the reset button and get back to grinding. Yeah,
now you got to really buckle down if you're the Ducks and make sure that.
Oh my gosh.
That doesn't happen.
That was number 17, Jackson Bauman.
Bauman, 17. So before we can even get the second goal up there, the Gens storm back, and it's 3-3. A tie ball game here, 12:30 left.
And we're going to see a timeout by Coach Orr right now.
I was looking down to set the scoreboard. What happened on that play, Brett?
Let's see. Jackson Bauman for the Generals. He's number 17 defenseman, just kind of skated in off the boards, made a quick cut. And honestly, it was a really good, well-placed shot off the bar and in. Kind of surprised Martinez there because, kind of looked like it was going over the net. We're not too sure. Didn't quite get a good read on it, but like 2 goals after 2 shots, that's always like really frustrating for a goaltender. So you see Trevor shot right after a goal right up to him, and the smart leader is the good captain. He comes up and just says, hey, like, don't worry about it. We're still in this. Like, we're still playing a good game. And just, just 2 mistakes just like that. I know there's a lot of Generals fans here, big crowd, but, the good timeout by Coach Orr just to, settle the guys down and go over the game plan, be like, look, we've had possession of the puck the whole game. So just gotta get the puck, put it in deep, and keep grinding away.
12:22 now.
Plenty of hockey, too. This game is far from over.
Looked like maybe a trip there, but arms stay down from the referee. Yeah, just a couple of shots that I think caught Alejandro a little off guard. And those are the really challenging ones as a goaltender. It's not always that fast shot from that, I have perfect position that gets you. It's the one that you're not expecting until all of a sudden it's there.
And give the Generals player Bauman credit. That going off the post from basically the boards, that's a hard shot to get off. And with that kind of velocity, that's a pretty good shot to take.
Trevor Schott did a good job of staying with that one, but couldn't do it all. Now it's knocked forward, and it's shot again. Schott's got 4 Generals on that half of the ice, and he, for a moment, thought about taking on every one of them. Schott instead just dumped in, deflects off the netting, and it's going to be a face-off in the General zone. I think that's the better play. Shot through again, and good job from the Ducks. We talked about it right off the face-off.
Yeah, tied
the shot in, and good save.
Yeah, tied his man up right there, and Dominic Estrada, he came in right in, got a really nice shot off. Try to see if he's gonna do the same thing here.
Well, they tried to tap it to him. Instead, behind the net now for Jones. Jones still with it, and he turns and shoots.
Right off the pipe.
That one hits something. Jones still with it, and Jones tried to flip it for Lutz, but take it away from him. Now taking the length of the ice, a chance for the Generals. They have not led yet, but at 3-3, they've got their first tie since 0-0. Here come the Gens. Hayden Barkley pressures, and Generals have to dump that one. Now blocked, and an opportunity for Barkley. If he can get a shot off, he does, but not really a whole lot on it, and pretty easily tipped away.
Yeah, just rolled off the heel. Trying to go far side, which is a pretty good shot to go because that goalie's covering the right angle pretty hard.
Now in front, and the Generals make it 4-3. Another good save made once, but then another rebound spilled up, and the Gens
just that. And the rebound was, placed right in front of the crease, so I think Martinez is relying on any of his defensemen to clear it out. In a split second, the Generals player who shot the original shot went backhand top shelf, but just a little defensive breakdowns here and there for the Ducks. They just gotta, again, kind of refocus, and still got plenty of time left, 10 minutes left to put one back on the board.
Well, here's Warrenberg with it. The Ducks trailing for the first time in this game.
So it looks like Schott and they put Schott and Lutz out there. So do you think that the Coach Orr's kind of rely on his veterans in this time of the game?
Now you got to go to the vets. I think, and you see this in the NHL sometimes when you have, you might rotate your lines at the very end of the game and just kind of put all your
eggs in one basket,
all
basically.
Your eggs in one basket on the top line, and it seems like that might be what we're looking at here.
Well, this is essentially like their power play unit because you got Schott, Gilly, and Lutz. And Schott got tripped up there. He wanted to see a call, but no signal from the official. But I think that's a good coaching move, putting basically a super line out there right after a goal to try to generate any kind of offense.
And you got to get some momentum back. 3 consecutive goals surrendered by the Ducks in this period, and I think that you're still happy with the way this game has gone. If you're the Ducks, obviously you always want to win, but they've played well. They've got the chances still to respond to this little bit of adversity.
And I think especially with the defense, that just comes with chemistry. I know just the more games you play, the better you're going to figure out defensive calls from your D partners, defensive strategies from Orr and Lim. Ooh, nice play there.
Dangerous shot, and that one had eyes. Couldn't quite deflect it home. Could the Ducks? Trevor Schott can't quite get that one to stay on his stick.
So if the Generals aren't going to pressure the Ducks demon, I would go back to that play every time and try to look for a redirect.
That was a hit. And now we've got some folks tangled up with each other behind the play. Trevor Schott with it, no whistle. Schott scores!
Big celebration from Scott.
And a big celly. Made sure he turned and faced the Generals bench first, too. That is also vintage Trevor Schott.
So 2 things. The Generals players are up in arms because it looks like there's someone, 2 players, Ducks and Generals, were tied up behind the net. But Schott, he got that puck. His puck control is really, really outstanding. He just curled around the slot right there. His patience just outweighed the goalie, made the goalie make the first move, and just went top shelf, and he's got 2 goals in the game.
And that one from Trevor, that was just I'm taking this, I'm scoring this. This is...
And sometimes you want to see that. You always want to see that from your captain. Just.
Oh! Armstrong with the big clean hit. And if he can do that consistently for the Ducks this year, that's going to be real fun to watch, especially the clean part. Ghost of Michael Luke's past on that hit.
Throwing it back.
8:18 left in this third period. It's a 4-4 game. And I don't know if we're gonna have, if there would be any kind of extra session in this one.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. We
Probably
should.
A question that we should ask next time.
I think we just kind of were so hyped up for the first game. Thought it was gonna be like a regular season game. So we'll see what kind of thing they do.
We got our mics working. We're on air, so I'm chalking this up as a win for the broadcast team after one game.
one-man wrecking crew out there.
With it is Galuli, and now it squirts away, but Stankovic onto the puck in the neutral zone. Now Stankovic around Berkovitz. Centering, and no one could get that down. Stangeland, rolling in front there, and that one nearly trickled home. Now rung off the boards by the Generals, and Stangeland gets his man's body out of the way. Trevor's shot tried to go through the zone again there. He's just stick checked, couldn't control it.
So I think we're going to see Shaw and Lutz paired up for the rest of the game. Unless, oh, here we go.
Opportunity and good save.
Great save.
It's going to be a slash though.
Oh, a stick is a yard sale on the ice over there.
Anytime you use your stick and there's enough contact to break your stick or your opponent's stick, going to be a call and a slash every time.
Well, I do know a lot of old school hockey fans are saying, hey, those sticks are, made pretty flimsy and they break all the time, but, a slash is a slash, and that's something that actually the NHL is going to be cracking down on this year. So we'll kind of see if, whatever kind of rule changes the NHL goes through kind of trickles down to every other kind of league. So we'll see if maybe the refs this year are going to crack down on slashing to the hand specifically.
Well, you've been reading some of the same comment sections I have on the rule changes, some people calling for that, and
yeah,
others that, as in a sport like hockey, and it's the same in football, others will always oppose any rule change that involves calling more penalties. It takes all kinds of sports fans.
But this is when you have to do those calls in preseason to make sure everything's running.
Yeah. No, and I think the frustration you saw from Sussman there wasn't with the call. It was just kind of generally that it had happened. But
yeah,
when he made a good play, he did the right thing. He prevented the goal. Mm-hmm. But when you break your stick there, you're gonna get called for the slash 11 times out of 10. $1:12 left on the penalty kill, and a good clear from the Ducks. They get a chance to change if they want.
This can be a pretty motivating factor if the Ducks get out of this clean shaven, because this is a pretty big point in the game to get a power play with 6 to 5 minutes left, and if they can kill it off, that's a huge sway in.
Offside there. Go ahead.
I forgot the word.
Momentum we were going for? We'll move on. You move on.
Momentum. Yeah, there we go. There we go.
And you just gotta,
first game.
Go back to the next play.
First game of the season.
48 seconds left. Exactly. We're all working out the kinks. 45 seconds left on the power play. Here's Trevor's shot. He goes down, and no call. He cuts that angle real tight, and he'll get that call every once in a while, but not that time.
Pretty big toss-up between two guys up there, so you can call it either way, but good non-call by the official.
Jens fan on the shot now, and here's Trevor's shot with it. Shot might try and take some time here with 18 seconds left only on the power play.
Yeah, some of these penalty killers look gassed for the Ducks. They're going to try to get a change when they can.
And the Generals capitalize. It's 5-4, 6 seconds left. It's a power play goal.
Yeah, just as I said, they needed a change. They kind of targeted some of the tired Ducks on the ice, and looks like that was actually their leading defenseman, number 5, Dane Cole, with the shot. Went far side, went between the legs. Nice shot by Dane Cole, but right at the tail end of the power play, so kind of deflating for the Ducks, but they still got some time, 5 minutes left. That's still enough to get in there and grind for another goal.
Yeah, 5:03 left. That's plenty of time to get another goal if the Ducks can manufacture it. That one's saved by Alejandro and then put down. Karam's around, and Bauman takes it for the Gens behind his own net. 4:34 left in this game. Ducks led 2-0 and 3-1 at the end of the first and second period, but a very different third period to this point. Martinez kicks that one away into the corner. That shot from Bauman deflected. 4 minutes left in this game, or in regulation at least. If the Ducks do tie it, we'll see what happens. That puck off a skate, I believe, and into the bench with 3:53 left, third period. So don't go anywhere. Right after the game, we'll take a very short break, and then I will retire for the evening, hand this headset off to our cameraman, Trenton Chalmers, and Trenton and Brent will have some closing thoughts for you. After that, we won't see you again until October 6th, the Ducks alumni game. But if you're in the Eugene area, you can head out to the Rink Exchange. We'll do this one more time tomorrow. It's a Generals home game, and they do a broadcast as well, so you don't have to miss a moment of Ducks hockey.
Yeah, Coach Orr's going out with his big line again.
Chip down, rebound, and oh boy, that was it. That was a moment for the Ducks. Just couldn't capitalize. Forward and behind the net. 3:15 left. Generals in formation up ice. Armstrong trying to clear space, and oh, good job to deflect that one away from Jones. Slap shot hits somebody, deflected, it's loose in front there. The Generals fanning on the shot, they get it back, backhand again. Fanning on another shot, and now backhanded away.
Like 4 or 5 block shots in one shift.
Ice pack time on the Ducks bench.
And Nick Jones looks some great defensive play.
Estrada hit hard there, and then Maddox trying to win it back for him. Maddox into the corner and trying to slide it up for Berg, but didn't have the strength on it. Now here come the Generals trying to get by Chris Stankovic. The shot now and saves. Stankovic, chance to clear it away, chops at it. Couldn't knock it down for Howery there. And Stankovic up to Howery. Tap forward and it's shot. Shot with Howery. Shot still and glove save and a beauty.
Yeah, that was
48 left.
That was a great little touch pass by Howery right in between the face-off dots. But again, Coach Orr is gonna. Well, it looks like Martinez is looking to the bench to see when to get pulled because we got 1:48 left and the big line's out there, so it looks like this group's gonna try to finish out the game.
1:46 left. Generals have charged back in this third period. They trailed 2-0. They trailed 3-1. And
Martinez to the bench right now.
Martinez to the bench for the extra man, and oh, right as he breaks to the bench, the Ducks give it up, but they get it right back. Nathan Lutz. Kept in.
Nice keep in.
Zone. Here's shot, and Lutz out there. Shot trying to stuff it, it's still loose. Bouncing around in front of the net. And Ducks go offside, send the length of the ice, icing.
Kind of an early icing by the refs.
They may move the face-off, but there may also be a rule on when the net is empty. I think that affects the icing call there.
Oh, okay.
No, they're going to put it, they're going to give the Gens the ever since they moved to hybrid icing,
Yeah.
whatever it was 3-4 years ago, I'm still not convinced that anybody anywhere understands the rule.
It's always
just such a judgment call.
There's always at least 2 to 3 calls a game where it's like so debatable, but
and
that one, I think that was a mistake by the officials, and they acknowledged it and had it back at center ice.
So when we see that at this level, the linesmen and the referees, they're good about putting their heads together and saying, you know what, I messed up. Let's have the face-off at center ice. It's still not what the Gens would have wanted there. But, better than the alternative. And it does force Martinez back into the crease for a couple of moments, but now he's back out to the net. 30 seconds left. Gens lead by 1. It's been a great game, a great night for hockey in Eugene. Stankovic with a shot. It got through, but knocked away. 22 seconds left. That one sent the length of the ice. That one will be icing. No arguments that time. 17 seconds left. There's 6 on 5. You can make a change here. The Generals cannot.
And Coach Horton does not have his timeout because he used it earlier in the game. So if you're the Ducks, you got to put, it looks like the Generals are going to take the timeout. So that actually helps out the Ducks a little bit. So in this timeout, I'm drawing up a face-off play if I'm Coach Orr and Coach Lim. Try to get it back to the point because it really looks like even when it wasn't 6 on 5, the Generals weren't pressuring the point too well. So I think that's where you're going to get. I would probably put Schott up there on the point with Warren Berg. 2 good puck movers up at the point and just throw everything you can on net because you only have 17 seconds left.
Here's where you got to find Joe Hoover. If you're the Ducks, Hoover with one of the more famous goals in Duck hockey history up in Seattle a couple of years ago. 6 on 5, same situation, end of the game, 0.8 of a second left on the road. And he had driven up, that was the second game of that series. He had driven up along with a couple of other Ducks that day on the Saturday rather than driving up on the Friday because they had some classes they couldn't miss. So he drove basically from Eugene straight to the rink north of Seattle, threw his gear on a couple of moments before the game and scored with 0.8 of a second left to force OT. And then the Huskies refused to play that game to its conclusion after overtime, despite there being rules in the ACHA rulebook that indicate otherwise. Face-off won by the Ducks. One last chance, but puck's going to squirt out. It's going to make it real difficult. 11 seconds left. They go forward, and, they can't just dump it in and chase it there. That's going to do it. 2 seconds left, 1 second, and that's it. The Generals get the win over the Ducks, 5-4, your final score. The Ducks storming out of the gates, up 2-0 and 3-1 after the first and second intermissions. And then in the third period, it all fell apart. The Generals hop on top and they win it 5-4, your final score. We will take a quick break and we'll be back to put a bow on everything. Don't go anywhere.
And welcome back. Ducks lose a close one to the Generals, had a late lead, and just couldn't hold on to it. What happened, Brent?
Well, I thought there were a lot of positives from the game, especially from the returnee players. A big thing we talked about in the beginning of the game was the coaches, half the rosters, new faces, new positions, stuff like that. So I thought the returning players really stepped up big today, like the captain, Trevor Scheidt. You always got to lead being a captain. He led really, really well with 2 goals. Lutz with a great goal, too, splitting the D, highlight reel goal. And Warren Berger on the back end, great skater, was moving his feet the whole game, moving the puck super well. And then my second point of the game was the coaches, Coach Orr and Coach Lim. In their first game as Oregon coaches, starting their new foundation for Oregon Ducks hockey. And I thought they did a great job. Their forecheck, I thought the Ducks forecheck was great as we saw all of last season. They always had 2 guys up in the zone. They put up a lot of pressure. That's how they got most of their scoring opportunities and shooting opportunities, scoring chances. They thought they did a great job on that. Holding the blue line with their D-men, making them chip it in, doing stuff like that. The goaltending was great too. Green had a really strong outing. And Martinez, 2 mistakes here. One of them he couldn't really do about it, but that's okay. I thought he did really well with his rebound control. He can work on a little bit, but that just takes a lot of practice with your teammates and everything. But it looks like goaltending should be strong. Defense looks pretty good, but this offense looks like that it's pretty deep and should be a really fun rest of the season.
Oh yeah, for sure. Well, that's all we have for you tonight. Tomorrow, the Eugene Generals will be taking over the broadcast, so you'll be able to watch. Just click over their YouTube channel. And tonight was brought to you by Dr. Sarah Rincker at Premier Foot and Ankle. Until next time.